Today I'll be showing you a method I like to call the shelf and cross. It'll help you hang a sheet, no matter if you have a lift or not.
For this method, we're going to need two 8-foot long 2x4s. I'll start with the vertical on the cross. I measured the ceiling inside to be 95 inches tall. I want this cross to be slightly taller than the floor to the ceiling height. So I measured 95. I want this to end up at 95 and a half, or maybe even a little taller. But there'll be a horizontal on the top and bottom. If I want this to end up 95 and a half, with the horizontal on the top and bottom also being 1.5 inches thick each, I'll take away 3 inches to 92 and a half. That's what I'll cut this at. Now let's take my second 2x4 and I'll cut it into 4 lengths to make up the shelf pieces and the top and bottom of the cross. For the shelf pieces, I'll just go 2 feet on both of them. Now I have 4 feet left over. I'll do 16 inches for the bottom of the cross. And everything else will be for the top.
If you don't have a pocket hole jig, you can screw these right through the face of the top and bottom boards and into the end grain. Here I'm attaching the top of the cross to the vertical. The screws actually came slightly out the back side, so be aware of that when you set the depth on your pocket hole jig. Here I'm attaching the bottom horizontal, which will keep the cross upright and using it to hang the sheetrock.
This is the completed cross now. This is the end that the sheetrock will rest on. And then this base piece here stands pretty nicely on the floor. Now if I have my length all measured correctly, this will work really nicely for putting pieces up on the ceiling. Next I have the shelf piece, which is just a piece that goes together like this. It's a shelf with one end of the sheetrock to sit on. For this shelf, I'll put it together like this, but I want to be able to take screws and not only put them through the face of it and have the sheetrock sitting on top, but also have screws be able to go through the top of it, and I'll show you what that's for. Now those pocket holes that have the screw hole coming out somewhere around here. So that's the one area where I want the holes coming out of. The other one would be through the face. I'll go ahead and secure these together now. Back inside the house now, I'm going to do a little bit of a test fit with this cross. It looks like it's about the right height. Now I'll put up the shelf as well.
This is the part where I use the holes in the pocket hole jig to bring the screws through the top.
Moment of truth to see if this held up. All good. Now as I get these final couple sheets up, instead of using the shelf in an orientation like this, like I did before, I'll turn it around, I'll secure it to the wall with the screws facing into the wall like that, and then the sheet will rest on top of it like that. I have my shelf up on the wall, secured there, ready to go. And then I have the cross next to it. You always want to have the cross within reach with your left hand or whichever hand you use so you can get it quickly. If you're wondering what's up with the shimming, the ceiling was not quite straight, so I had to cut some pieces to fit in there to make it look a little bit better. Here it is, up and in place. I cut it pretty tight, unfortunately, so I actually had to recut it a few times in order to get it to fit tightly. This is the result after I finished hanging the sheetrock. Over in this corner here is where I put those shims to make the ceiling more flat. If I didn't do that, it would have actually started to curve up pretty drastically right here, about 1 inch. It wouldn't have looked very good. That's just the reality of owning an old house. Hope you like this guide on the shelf and cross here. For more tips like this, please follow my channel.